How does a once respected Roblox animator destroy years of hard work with a few terrible mistakes? What happens when the audience abandons a once beloved YouTuber after a series of awful and behaviour? And how did they even get caught? Today on the Duckumentries channel, we'll explore the disturbing allegations and deserved downfall of a once respected Roblox animation YouTuber, Notive. Notive, aka Jacob, born September 17th, 1997 in an unspecified area of the USA, created his YouTube channel on April 11th, 2015, uploading his very first video just 2 months later on the 24th of July, 2015. It was a basic Roblox animation which signaled a passion for both gaming and animation for the viewer. However, the video's uninteresting topic and poor quality would lead to very minimal channel growth until 2021, where he amassed over 100,000 subscribers after a series of viral videos on Roblox's poor moderation. However, all it took is one tweet and an evidence-filled document to crumble the Roblox animation empire he spent years building. On the 2nd of September 2023, user SpringOnion10364 posted to Twitter saying this, coming out about Notive: he is a and has manipulated many others in private. Below is a document detailing his actions. Little did anyone know, this one document contained the evidence which would not only permanently destroy the reputation, but also life and friendships Notive spent so long garnering. An alleged victim of Notive, Alfie, tweeted out saying this: "Some stuff I wanted to say about Notive. Sorry for all of this so suddenly. This is not my full experience, just a summary of my feelings right now. I had told my parents about everything and I'm being supported, thanks for your time." Alfie would go on to state, "Hi, for some time I've been struggling dealing with all the weight that man had put onto me from when I was 15 to 16, before revealing a terrifying accusation against Notive. I had been concerned by someone I had genuinely admired into doing things that I did not enjoy." Alfie also went into more detail, stating, "I had been heavily objectified and by the person who I trusted deeply. This man knew so much about me and my past experiences with assault and people exactly like him," explaining that they wished they'd noticed the signs and gotten help, along with distance from Notive earlier. "I wish I was able to get help earlier and not after. Now I have to live with these scars forever." Next, Alfie divulged the anxiety and doubt leading up to the publication of the career-ruining document they contributed evidence to. "The weeks leading up to the document finally being published, I've been feeling very anxious and paranoid. Things that he had shown to me were engraved into my head," before foreshadowing a harrowing accusation which would be later revealed in its full depravity in the reputation-ruining document. "I remember so well telling him I was scared, seeing him, but he insisted that it was okay. This moment was one of the worst things I had while in a relationship. I remember him getting upset at me constantly. I thought I was in the wrong all the time. I hated when he was sad," before exposing how Notive had allegedly exploited their goodwill for favors in a really messed up way. "I just wanted to make him happy. I remember him making me feel bad because I didn't want to have a video call with him, just a normal one. Self-admittedly, I'm very impressionable. I keep thinking that this is all my fault. I just wanted his attention, and in the end, everything worked out horribly." While this statement was alarming, disturbing, and hard to see on its own, the true depth and volume of evidence and degeneracy exposed by the multiple 100-page document was on a whole other level. The document was incredibly lengthy and in-depth. However, here are just a few harrowing statements from Notive victims, but I can provide a short summary of some of the things I was projected to while in that relationship. The first victim went over a detailed summary of the disgusting an awful relationship between 18-year-old Notive and them as a vulnerable, traumatized 15-year-old. "When I was 15, I met Notive. At the time, he was 18 and continued on the relationship till only a few months ago. The age gap is of 3 years. While on the surface, this age gap appeared somewhat normal or even pretty ordinary, 15 and 18 is certainly weird. You've got someone in the middle of puberty and high school, and another, a fully grown adult with every freedom and responsibility." The victim continued their disturbing statement with, "While in that relationship, Notive was incredibly towards me, and at some points would make me feel bad for not wanting to show him my body on video call." The victim further explained Notive's manipulation, coercive, and predatory behavior towards him, exposing Notive as a disturbing creep in need of help, or even more seriously, a prison cell. I remember one time I told him I wanted to video call, and he assumed I wanted to show myself to him on the call, only to make him incredibly disappointed when I didn't. Notive's unhealthy and erratic behavior wasn't just related to manners, and the statement soon exposed the emotionally abusive nightmare which destroyed the victim's self-esteem. Notive at many points would make me feel horrible for the slightest things. Because of him constantly getting upset at me, I'd try to do things to his favor, despite being uncomfortable, just so I wouldn't have to see him sad. Next, they recalled a video call where Notive intensely pressured and coerced the victim into performing on camera. Another video call took place either before or after the first, where Notive asked profusely for me to watch despite me telling him constantly that I was scared, but he assured me it was okay. The statement ended with a summary of Notive's complete degeneracy towards the victim's trauma and unfortunate experience with SA. But this wasn't his only victim, and the document exposed a pattern of behavior emerging across multiple victims. Across multiple victims and hundreds of pages of evidence, the document concluded with a statement reading, "Whether or not Notive's actions are intentional or simply side effects of his mannerisms, he is still irresponsible for not dealing with his unhealthy behaviors properly," which ultimately ended up hurting the people around him multiple times. They ended with an incredibly important message, one that conveys the biggest lesson Notive needed to learn from his immoral actions. Grooming should never be tolerated or excused for obvious reasons, and struggling with an addiction or mental illness should also never be an excuse to hurt others. If he is really regretful of what he has done, he needs to accept the consequences of his own actions. They have been a burden upon his victims and friends who had to deal with that bullshit for a long amount of time. Despite exposing Notive's behavior for what it was, manipulative, and disgusting, the document's end took a compassionate and empathetic closure. The end of the document showed that while holding Notive accountable for his behavior by making it public, the most important goal was the safety of victims. It exposed that while Notive's behavior may not have been intentionally negative or harmful, his selfish and ignorant attitude towards the feelings, boundaries, and desires of others was incredibly destructive. It revealed that this behavior was the cause of many relationship breakdowns. So the most important question is, how well did this document hold both Notive accountable along with keeping his victims safe? After the document went live, Notive began losing thousands of subscribers, and Roblox animations, drama videos, or even skits were made connecting him to other famous Roblox Additionally, Roblox YouTuber Parlo made an hour and 40-minute long video going through the entire document, which amassed over 229,000 views in a matter of weeks.
Recently, a massive document was released on a very popular Roblox animator called Notive. The tweet states, "Coming out about Notive. He is a and has manipulated many others in private." Below is a document detailing his actions. Now, before I get into the main bulk of this video when I'm going over the documents and stuff, I recommend you treat this video as basically like an audiobook, and I recommend you to leave this video playing in the background and listen to most of the video to get a full grasp of the entire situation. Now, the underage victim in this situation called Alf has made multiple posts regarding this situation, in which we will read first. And let me preface this by stating that Notive, to my knowledge, with the evidence provided, is not a bar because the age gap was 2 years and 11 months. However, he is extremely manipulative to multiple people and has Alf.
All of these combined factors led to the deletion of Notive's channel and the privatization of his social media accounts. While there was no guarantee that this would ensure accountability or decrease the numbers of victims, the removal of the platform that had given him an appearance of trustworthiness, safety, and respectability was a significant step. In a matter of moments, all of the online credibility he had leveraged to exploit multiple victims was stripped away from him. This outcome represents a notable success compared to the typical scenarios in which Roblox YouTubers are exposed as predators, where justice and accountability are often less certain. It is a rare instance of swift and effective action, reflecting the power of collective effort and vigilant reporting in combating online predation. But as always, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy content like this, please make sure to subscribe. And if you want to watch something similar to this, click the video on screen now.